Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? How are we doing today? Good morning. Who's in the house? It's great, great, great to be here and for us to have a very, very, very exciting time together today. Yes, good morning from, yes, hello, Taiwan. Yes, the Califians are in the house. Who else is in the house? You're very, very welcome. We are going to have a great time. Let's share. Let's invite people who need to be here today, because I believe the things we are going to talk about today are things that everybody needs to hear about. Everybody needs to hear about that. Good morning. How are you, Isabella? Good morning. Victoria, do you know I have officially missed you? When last did you call me or check on me? Okay. Pastor Grace, how are you? You're very, 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 very welcome. And yeah, so great. Mariamu.com, very, very welcome. It's great to have everybody here today. Are we ready though? Because I believe what we're going to do today is going to be very monumental in shaping our thinking concerning our future, our careers, our marriages, and, basically where we want to be. I think this is going to be very, very monumental. So let's share widely. We have sorted out the Facebook thing also. So Facebook is also live. All right, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you. We open up our hearts to you to be taught by you today. Help me to deliver it in simplicity, in humility, in purity, and in love, that it might have the effect you ordained for it to have. In the name of Jesus. Amen. All right. Now, where do I start this from? One of the things I have done. Hello, Dorcas. Oh, guys, let me tell you. You need to, there's a book coming out, Mamma Mia, written by Dorcas, particularly mothers. That book is going to totally, inspire you. Well done, Dorcas. Well done. Yeah, Isabella, welcome. Neddy, good morning. All right, cool. Now, I have been a student of, Jennifer, how are you? Good to see you. I hope you are coming with your people that are coming, Jennifer. That would be really nice. Hello, Joy. How are you? Now, I've been a student of, I call it a student of achievement, studying people in the Bible through history and finding out why are some successful, why are some not successful? Why do we have very intelligent people who don't break through and make impact? And then you have people that the intelligent people would look down at and think this one doesn't know anything. And they become global sensations. Good morning, Agnes. They become global sensations. So, I began to ask a lot of these things. And then we began to talk about dominion. That dominion is not just, I'm casting down devils and all that. No. That dominion is when you begin to influence how things are done. You begin to influence thought. You begin to influence policy. You begin to influence, the behavior of people. And that is the dominion. That's where God wants us to be. And so as I began to look at this, then I saw God began to lead me in different directions. And one day he gave me a beautiful analogy. A very beautiful analogy. And it was a very simple one. He showed me a plug. Okay? That plug is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. But it takes a kind of socket for that plug to go into. Oh, is somebody hearing me today? Now, if it is a square plug, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you force it and twist it and force it and twist it, thank you. No matter how much you force it and twist it and force it and twist it, it will not go in. No. It will not go in. I was traveling the other day, and there's a socket in my car. So I wanted to plug my laptop. And I had the American, kind of socket. And I tried to put it in, because I saw it was a small 2-pin thing, but no, I thought it was 3-pin. It was 2-pin. I think it was the Japanese one or so. I tried, though. I tried. It couldn't go in. Why? No matter how good the plug is, it needs the right socket. Is somebody hearing me? It needs the right socket. And right there is the problem with most human beings. The plug has no power until it finds the right socket. No power until it finds the right socket. So you can carry the plug everywhere. You can polish it. You can package it. You can post it on social media. Until it connects with the right socket, it will remain as powerless potential. I want everybody to write, I refuse to be powerless potential. Come on. I want everybody to write that. I refuse to be powerless potential. That is where most people and majority of Christians are powerless potential. So write that. I refuse to be powerless potential. Come on. Can you imagine? And that's where most people are. Look, everybody is a plug. But every plug needs a socket. Come on. I say everybody is a plug, but every plug needs a socket. And the challenge is that majority of people have never found their socket. Wow. Now, what does the Bible have to say about this? In Exodus 23 and verse 20, it says, behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, to bring you to the place which I have prepared. That is one of the most comforting, most powerful scriptures you will find. That God, let me put it there for you. He says, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way. So it's the process is protected. The process is protected. And bring you to the place I have prepared. So there is a place prepared for you, sir. There is now that is shouting ground. There is a place prepared for you. Write that. Today, I'm going to compensate for all the times I was not here. So you will write enough today to compensate. So write. There is a place prepared for me. You need to write this, and you need to be saying these things boldly. There is a place prepared for me. There is a place prepared for me. There is a place prepared for me. God does not want you to operate by guesswork. There is a place prepared for you. God does not want you to do trial and error. There is a place prepared for you. He does not want you to, let's experiment this, let's experiment that. There is a place prepared for you. And he says he protects even the process. There is a place prepared, not just anywhere, but a place designed for your shape, for your story, for your skills, for your background, for your upbringing, for your exposure. There is a place prepared for you. Every experience of your life, even the ones you thought were bad experiences, every experience was shaping you, was forming you for the place prepared for you. Are you hearing me? That is why trying to fit into somebody else's calling will drain you, because you cannot fit in the place prepared for somebody else. But you know what we do? Hey, this guy is doing this, he's working, me too. This guy is doing this, he's working, me too. This is, people are making money from here, me too. Let me tell you, it's like someone trying to copy me. There is a place prepared for you. Every exposure. When I was in university and we were having that symposium and I was told to speak because some professor from Lagos was not coming, and they put me in front of everybody to go and speak, and I did not know what to say. And when I got to that seminar that day, my professor, Professor Adewi, he told me, he said, Wale, Professor so-and-so from Lagos is not coming. You are the one that's going to speak today. You'll be part of the team. I said, me. I wanted to run, but he was convinced because he had seen something in me. Oh, thank God for mentors. And I'm going to talk about that. He had seen something in me. So he says, you are going to speak. So when we get there, I remember, everybody was there. There were other professors. The place was full. It was on population dynamics and I said, oh, you know what? I am just going to sit down and, because I'm a student, I'm the youngest here, they will call me last. So what I'm going to do, when they call me, I would have listened to what everybody have said. And I would just say, well, like Professor so-and-so said, like Professor Ebibola said, like Professor this said, like Professor, I said, that's what I'm going to do. I would just find the average, summarize what everybody has done. Then the master of ceremony gets up and I say, you will say that drunk or possessed or both. The guy picked up the mic after the formalities and welcoming everybody. He said, and now I'd like to call on my friend Wale to kick us off. Yeah. Wale, kick us off. Me. Have you ever felt like you want the grounds to open and just swallow you? When I got up there, the first thing that came out of my mouth, I just had my ears had my mouth say, the Bible says in the book of Numbers, there was a population census. It was accurate. It was this. It was why can we not now have a proper census today in Nigeria? And I began to talk. I was just speaking from my heart as God was giving me utterance. When I finished, everybody clapped. I got a standing ovation. And then the best of it, everybody that spoke after me did what I was planning to do. They said, like Wale said, like Wale said, like Wale said. Now, hold on. This was 1988. Is somebody hearing me? Now, guess what? 40 years or how many years later, that experience was still serving me. Anytime I was to speak anywhere, I remember it became an anchor. I remember. So what am I saying? There is a place prepared for you. Even the things that happened in your life that you did not understand, everything was shaping you, molding you for that place prepared for you. Yes, Jennifer, I was a tiny brat in my demography and statistics department. Are you hearing me? Everything was fashioned to prepare you, molding you for that place prepared. That's why we don't despise things. We don't despise experiences. I remember I was telling someone the other day, I said, one of the greatest motivations for me to write books and stories for people, I said, was my mother. I said, my mother was a reader. Oh my God. My parents were readers. But my mother was unique. Every fruit, she was a genius. Every fruit that was in season, my mother made jam out of that fruit. Tomato jam, guava jam, papaya jam. I mean, you think of it. It was a fruit. My mother made jam. She had unique recipes. Now, guess what? Her recipes died with her. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want people's knowledge, recipes, whatever, to die with them. So that experience, she died in 1998. That experience is still doing something for me today. Are you hearing me today? So think of any experience you have gone through in life. It was not an accident. It was to prepare you so that you will fit into the place prepared for you. Are you hearing me today? So a lot of people, are trying so hard. They are working hard. They are saying, connect me. Oh, help me. Meet this person. You know, they are trying so hard, but they are square plugs in round sockets. A lot of people are what I call wandering plugs. They are just wandering everywhere. They're chasing money, chasing sockets that were not theirs, chasing fame, chasing convenience. Then occasionally they light up, everyone claps, and then soon, boom, they fizzle out again. Is somebody hearing me? People just plug it into the wrong sockets. Yeah. You better refuse to be a wandering plug. Are you hearing me? Refuse to be a wandering plug. I mean, you find people, Samson had so much power, he kept plugging into the wrong thing. The Philistines kept plugging into the wrong thing. Jonah was plugging into his own will. And everything went wrong for him until he reconnected with the right socket, Nineveh. The wrong socket will give you temporary success sometimes, but permanent frustration. When you find your socket, things align. And when you find your socket, you see the authority, the power, the dominion we're looking for. It flows from your socket. Moses found his socket in the wilderness. In the wilderness. Joseph found his socket in prison. Are you hearing me? He found his socket in prison. Ruth found her socket in a barley field. Not in a ballroom, and it looked very ordinary. David found his socket in the field. Now, this is interesting. He found his socket in the field, doing what he was supposed to do, look after sheep. Then a lion comes. Now, can I tell you something about that? Do you know when the lion came, if David ran, the lion and the bear, if he ran and went to hide, then came back and went to church and testified that, praise the Lord, oh, praise the Lord again. That today, I want to thank God. God delivered me. Oh, a lion came to take the sheep. God gave my feet speed. I ran, and I hit, and God protect me. Do you know that would have been a testimony? But what did David do? He said, it's not happening. You are not, you are a lion, my own sheep. It's not possible. He fought the lion, killed it, fought the bear, killed it. Now, do you know, had he not done that, he would not have had a strong enough argument to convince Saul to let him go for Goliath. And it was in the going for Goliath that he found his place. Are you hearing me today? So don't despise the experiences in your life. I hope somebody is getting liberated and blessed today. Don't despise the experiences in your life, because those experiences will find a way. God will use them to get you to your socket. Oh, wow. That right socket don't always look glamorous, but it will always be graceful. I remember 2024, we finished 40 days of praise, and we're going to do that again very soon, by the way. We finished 40 days of praise. On day 38, Taiwo, correct me if it was 38 or so. I mean, God had already been ministering some things to me. On day 38, I had been in the study all day, and at about 8 p.m., I went to the dining room. I went to have my dinner. Then Taiwo and I went upstairs. I watched a bit of day 37, watched a bit of TV in the room, and I slept off. Woke up at midnight, about 12:30, went down to my office, and I found my office had been broken into. Laptops gone, 4 wristwatches gone. And I was devastated. That how? Of course, you know, as a believer, all those things begin to come up, but I'm a tither, I'm this, you know. Entitlement can set in. I just say, you know what? Let's finish our praise. Let's finish our praise. So we finished. That was day 37. We did day 38, day 39, day 40. Nobody knew what had happened, you know. Then I was to come to, my birthday was coming. I was to come to Nairobi. We were to come to Nairobi because the children wanted us to come. Now listen. Then, and I began to think, wait a minute. You know, while we were here, that was when we had the leading that we should, you know, be here. But you know what made it easy? You know what made it easy? I said, I'm always traveling. Taiwo will be alone in this massive place. What stopped those people from going upstairs? Nothing stopped them from going upstairs. God did. Now, I want you to hear me. Because of what happened, it was so easy to say, you know what? Let that place become commercial. Let us be here. Let us leave that place and come here. It became very, very easy. Now, did God send those people? No. What am I saying? Every experience that happens in your life is not wasted. Are you hearing me? No wasted experience. Because it is all part of God molding you for the right socket. Now, coming to Nairobi, of course, Taiwo is in Kilifi right now, looking after our granddaughter. But coming to Nairobi was the best decision I have made in a long time. A lot of things that I've been trying to do, wanting to do, once I was here, boom, because I was in the right socket. He has sent his angel to lead you to the socket prepared for you. Are you hearing me? I was in the right socket. And when you look around I look at, people who have shaped history, who have done great things. I look at the people like Colonel Sanders, KFC. This was in his 60s. In his 60s. But every experience he had prepared him for that moment. Are you hearing me? And the idea of Kentucky Fried Chicken was born. Listen, Joseph, how many of you remember Joseph? Joseph was sold. No, let's go beyond Joseph. Let's start from Abraham. Abraham made a mistake. That mistake was Hagar. Hagar gave birth to a son called Ishmael. Ishmael represented the mistake. How many generations later? Joseph is thrown in a pit. And he has a destiny to fulfill. It is in Egypt. So he's thrown in a pit. Who takes him to Egypt? The Ishmaelites. Ishmael was yesterday's mistake. Yesterday's mistake, God can use it to take you into today's promise. Is somebody hearing me? The Ishmaelites took him. By the time he was in the palace. He was in Potiphar's house. Betrayal. Part of the molding. Betrayal. He was in prison. They forgot him. It's part of it. By the time he came out, he was ready. If you are still moved by, they were talking about me, you still have some molding. Oh, this person betrayed me. Let me tell you. Hey, you still have some molding to do. Are you hearing me today? By the time he got there, in place of power, the right plug. He was the right plug for the right socket. Are you hearing me today? So I want to challenge somebody. Stop getting stressed over the process. Remember, he said, the angel will keep you in the way. He will protect you even through the process. He will protect you through the process. But he says, he count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Did you hear what he said? Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. The trial of your faith works patience, and let patience have its work. He says, when you allow patience to do what it's supposed to do, that means you are consistency regardless of the conditions happening around you. You are consistent, rather, regardless of the conditions. He says you become perfect and entire, lacking nothing, dominion. The reason a lot of people will never enter into dominion is they can't handle the process that's leading there. Are you hearing me? Potiphar's house was part of the process of Joseph's dominion. David killing Goliath, lion, was part of the process. I tell people, I say it's easy to look at some of us today and think, oh, life is good and all that, but man, you don't know the process. You don't know the process of selling books at Uhuru Park and being chased by Kanjo, the council workers. Don't know the process. Don't know the process of staying in one room in the YMCA. First time I came to Kenya, I stayed in a place called Kayole. Staying in then come to stay in YMCA. Are you hearing me? Going through all that, that's process. Listen, the shaping for greatness is always done in the cocoon of obscurity. Are you hearing me? Nobody knew me. Nobody knew me. I was doing my stuff. But if you cannot handle the obscurity, you will never handle prominence. If you cannot handle smallness, you will never handle greatness. And sometimes you need to handle some level of shame so you will be humble when fame comes. I've checked all those boxes. Are you hearing me? Check all those boxes. Because of some of the things I've gone through, it made me more empathetic, and I began to see people in a different light. Are you hearing me? So never, ever despise the process. In fact, I tell people, you don't need to ask, oh, is it God? Is it the devil? It's irrelevant. As long as it's an experience, don't worry. What are the lessons we need to learn? There's something I developed called the pain ledger. I'll share that with you. Maybe I'll create time so I can do Tuesday. I'll try, not a promise. I'll see if I can do this week with you. The pain ledger. You look at it. Yes, I had pain here. Super. What did I learn? How did I get there? What's the way out? Is somebody hearing me today? This is the road to dominion. Until you find the right socket, you're not going anywhere. All right? So listen, potential without purpose is frustration. Even when you are looking for a job and all that, let me tell you something. Do everything with the right socket in mind. The right socket will give you power. You don't find your socket by running. You'll be faithful in small, faithful in obscurity. All right? So God has prepared a place for you. It's not accidental. Like I said, He never intended for us to live random. You are not an experiment. And that's important. You were sent to the earth for a purpose. You are not an experiment, you are an expression. And just like every product has an environment in which it performs, every person has a space that amplifies their journey. Every human being has a place. When you get there, everything you suffered will make sense. Everybody has a place. When you get there, every experience you've gone through will make sense. Have you ever thought of this? Listen, a fish never needs to pray to swim. It just needs to be in water. Hey, fish doesn't need to pray to swim. Just put it in water. It will swim. An eagle does not attend flying lessons. It needs the sky. When you plant a seed in the ground, it does not need motivation to grow. It needs the soil. In the same way, when you find your prepared place, you don't have to fight for relevance. And you don't have to fight for dominion. No, sir. You don't have to. Woo! Are you hearing me? Look, when you find you're in your prepared place, you don't have to hustle for jack. Because that grace will work like oxygen. It will surround you, flow through you, to sustain you. It's the place of dominion. It's the place where your voice carries weight, where your ideas matter, where your counsel will shape outcomes, and where your presence can shift things. And some of you, as I'm talking, you are connecting dots. But you know the challenge? A lot of times we know these things, but we are caught up by what others are doing, other sockets. So our own socket doesn't look so glamorous. So we're looking for somebody else's socket. When you find your place is the place you are not tolerated, you are celebrated. You don't have to chase the influence, it will chase you. But that place may not be where you thought you would thrive. Let me tell you a little story about myself. I'm a musician. Okay? You all know that. And I thought about this. I had some friends from Nigeria come in the course of the week. And so we went out together and they wanted to hear my songs. And so we played in the car. I was playing a lot of songs for them. And they were very upset with me. Very, very upset with me. That, Wale, all these songs, what are you doing with them? I said, well, I listen to them and I make myself happy. They were very angry. A lot of people are very angry with me about those songs. But I'm going to get there on the revelation behind the way my life has turned out. When I was younger, people thought that I would go in the music line. Okay? Well, let me tell you something. And I'm going to talk about that. The place prepared for you may not be the most obvious. That place may not be the most obvious. Otherwise, Jesus would just have been a carpenter. Peter would have been the best fisherman in town. But there is a place for sustainable impact, undeniable, continuous, where your influence does not expire with the next trend, but your influence keeps compounding. Hey. Where your impact outlives activity. Are you hearing me today? How do you know when you have found that place? One way you will know: little input produces great result. Did you hear what I said? Little inputs, great results. So people don't understand. Even you don't understand that I didn't do much. But you see, you think you didn't do much, but the experience has been compounding. Somebody told me yesterday, he said, you've been compounding for 40 years. Why will you not step out and make impact now? You combine for 40 years of compounding. And when you get to that point where your little inputs produce great results, when you now dedicate and put great inputs, you become the standard. Others will measure by, and that's what happened to me. That's what happened. People want to go into consultancy. A lot of them come and talk to me because they say you're our benchmark. People want to write books. Are you hearing me? But you see, before I started writing books, let me tell you about my books. I've been writing since 1980s. 1974, I was in primary school. My teacher was doing an essay competition, and I always came first in the essays. My teacher said to me, one day we had done another essay. My teacher said, Wale, if you continue writing like this, one day you just might get paid to write. I've been writing forever. This week, we worked on 3 books, signed, sealed, delivered. I have 3 new books coming out. One is called The Evolution of Enterprise. One is on favor. All right. Another one. Some people say, how do you write? So I've been writing for 40 years, honey. And then for 15 years, listen, every single week, I was writing for the newspaper. Every single week, sir, a column in the newspaper, and I'm not repeating myself. Oluyomisko. Every single week. Are you hearing me? So you now wonder, how is he able to churn out books and write the way he's doing? All those experiences compounded prepared me for that place. Are you hearing me today? Let me tell you what I tell people about destiny. It's not a journey to some location. It's a discovery. Destiny is a discovery of alignment with design. Alignment of my internal faculties with what God has designed. Are you hearing me? And that is the key to every success, is alignment. When your internal design matches your external environment. So what am I saying? You are the plug. You found the socket. When you are out of place, that's when you always need extra energy. But when you are in your place, when you have found it, you do a plug in a square plug in a square socket does not need force. Just slide it in. So destiny is not discovered by chance. Are you hearing me? It's not an experiment. It's by design. You are not called to fit everywhere. That's why a lot of people are struggling. They want to do too many things. This, because it's an experiment. The prepared place, you find out that when you get there, the first sign is there's peace. And God's favor, we talked of favor, flows strongest wherever design meets assignment. When you find that place, power will flow, peace will flow. When you step into that, and let me tell you another thing. When you step into that place prepared, your impact will transcend emotional lines. And I'm going to talk about that. I think I'm going to talk more about that in the second because let me talk about the music thing I was talking about. Now, so I've written really good songs. At least people have told me. But let me tell you, impact must transcend emotional lines. What do I mean by that? It's not just people who know you or like you that must see value in what you do. This is so powerful, what I'm about to tell you. The ultimate is when people who are not emotionally connected to you, people who don't know you, or even better still, are you ready? When people who don't like you cannot resist what you are producing. So, I'm doing music. All right? I went to the studio. We went to the studio in 1990 with Taiwo and a group of us. We went to the studio. We've been to the studio a couple of times. Okay? But we never got to a place where suddenly our music, something happened, somebody listen to our music, then and then boom, the thing blow. It has not happened. I want you, this is very practical, I'm telling you. Now, you go to churches or different places, they are singing my song. Oh, are you hearing me? Listen, the fact that you are gifted in something is not enough evidence that that is the socket you need to plug your life into. The fact that you are gifted in it is not enough reason. And what I'm about to tell you, or what I'm telling you, this is why there is a disadvantage that multi-talented people have. And it takes them longer to blow than people who are not multi-talented. Multi-talented people, they try this one for a while, doesn't work. Okay, they try this one. The person that doesn't have that kind of talent, he just knows one thing. He focuses on it. By the time the genius is trying, that's why there are so many broke geniuses. He's trying this, he's trying this, he's trying that. That one has blown. Then he hires the genius. The fact that you are gifted in something does not mean that is your socket. The fact that you are passionate about something does not mean that is your socket. I am gifted in music. Even if you don't tell me, I know. I am gifted in music. I am passionate about music. But that's not my socket. Because if that was my socket, it would have blown. Do you know where my socket is? Writing. Are you hearing me? What opened the door for me to start speaking is writing. I went to the cyber cafe in Kilifi. I was broke. I had nothing. Every Thursday, I go to the cyber cafe and I'm writing emails on leadership, on creativity, things that I still write about today. Just writing about it. Now, then Dolly sends it to her principal at the HR college, Mr. Samson Osero. Osero begins to receive it. He begins to receive my emails. Because those days we didn't have WhatsApp. He begins to receive it. Then Osero becomes the CEO of the Institute for Human Resource Management. He's having his first conference. And he says, the person that has been writing those articles, that's the one that must come and speak. Put me in front of 250 HR managers at Safari Park Hotel. The rest is history. Why did that not happen with my music? Are you hearing me today? And so many people, when you are riding a dead horse, dismount. Don't now put a strategy session on, how do we make a dead horse get up again? Are you hearing? Why didn't that happen with my music? Because that was not my socket. Then I continue writing. The newspaper reaches out to me. We love what you are reading. You are writing. Send 2 articles. I send 2 articles. They get back and say, people love your articles. We're giving you a column. Why didn't my music just go somewhere and somebody see it? And then, hey, we want to give you a music contract. It was not my socket. Too many people have become grounded and stranded in the place of gifting, thinking that your most obvious and your most natural gift is going to be by default your socket. And it doesn't have to be so. God had something else for me. Because remember, I'm saying every experience you have. So all the leadership, all the government, my working at the Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, all those things needed a place for expression. Music was not that place. Then it's writing. Then I keep writing. And I've told you this story many times. Director General of Kenya School of Government, Professor Margaret Kobia, calls me. I said, what you are writing is what is needed in government. And that's how I go into the Kenya School of Government, and the rest is history. That's how I get into government. So there's no ministry or government parastatal I go today that I don't have students. Are you hearing me? There's none. That is what opened me up to the presidents. That's what opened me up to leadership. God. Are you hearing me today? So, and that is why you cannot do this thing without God. You have to stay connected. So through writing, the world opened up to me. Through writing, people are calling me to speak. And then guess what? Guess what? Are you ready? I began to speak. Hey, I began to do strategy for companies. Money begins to flow. I did a job, $250,000. Did another job in 1 year. You've raked over $1 million. Now listen. What was I doing? I was speaking. I'm going to shock some of you today. I was speaking. Speaking was the product of writing. Hey, so speaking was not the socket. Speaking was just one of the offshoots of the socket, which is writing. Is somebody getting this? So once money began to come from speaking, and now focused on that. Then wahala happened. So the money was coming in, and then Kenya Revenue came up 30 with their own millions, $250,000 or so. It was like, as the money is coming from speaking, something was waiting for it. Something was waiting for it. So the debt spiraled out of control. Yet, I was speaking. Then it took, which I'm going to talk to you about in the second session. Don't miss it. Then I realized, yay, the socket was writing. That is why I write with ease. That is why I can write a book in a day. That the favor, people wanting to partner, did not come from speaking. No. It came in writing. All the stuff that's happening, which I will share with you in the course of next few weeks, came from writing. Wow. So my eyes opened that, oh my goodness, The socket, I am a plug, but the socket that I fit into is not music socket. It is not even speaking socket, even though I got paid $10,000 for one song once. And that was it. Why is that not happening every day? Why didn't I blow in that area? Are you hearing me? Why is it that with the speaking, you work, and then you work harder trying to get paid? You work so hard trying to get your money. I remember there was a government that owed us money, and a county government, and one day Cynthia, we saw they had done like 10 or so pages, full pages in the newspaper, advertising that how they are doing as a county, they're doing well. So I told Cynthia, your friend has money. Why hasn't he paid us? Cynthia called the governor, and while Cynthia is talking to the governor said, you know, these politicians are smart. You know. So as they talk, he says, wait a minute. As Cynthia is congratulating him. By the way, have we paid you? Cynthia says, no. What? Let me look into it. I will take care of it. That has been over a year ago. Nothing. So you work so hard. You make promises to people based on the promises you have been made, and they can't deliver, and then you look like a funny character. Then you now begin to think, this can't be the socket. Hey, this can't be the socket. There must be something I am missing. And that's how I retrace my steps. How did the speaking come? Did I even know I was going to be speaking? No. But writing, I've been doing that since 1974, as in primary 2. My teacher, Mrs. Aladejana, 1974. Nobody knew me as a speaker. Nobody knew me as anything but writing. So, today I want you to go and think. Go think, man. Concerning your socket. You know, let me round up by saying this week has been I've had 3 people in my life that I call mentors. Okay? 3 people. One of them is in Kenya, you know, the late Chris Kirubi. I learned a lot from him. He gave me access. I did some work for him. And then Maurice, then there was the Honorable former Member of Parliament, F.T. Nyamo. And so my mentor, F.T. Nyamo, he died. You know, and it was so painful, you know. Then he and Honorable Raila were neighbors. They shared, there was a fence. So I'd met with the Prime Minister, with F.T. Nyamo a couple of times. Fence separated their house, and the Prime Minister died. And I ask myself, why were their lives so impactful? Why were their lives so impactful? It was so simple. They were plugs, and they found their sockets. Raila Odinga found his socket in politics and being a voice for people and keeping every government in check. I think that's his biggest legacy. Kept every government in check. Somebody said when they were meeting, no matter which administration, they always had to factor, what will Baba say? And I look at FT, he found his plug in business. And they blew. Why has African Legends blown? I found my plug. I found my plug. I'll talk to you more about that in exactly 26 minutes, 11:30 Kenyan time. I hope you got something from this today. All right. Listen to it over and over. Share it with people. You need to. You are a plug, and every plug needs a socket. Every plug needs a socket. And don't assume that the socket is in the area of a gift. That is so obvious. Don't assume. Did you get it today? So, whatever you do, keep giving, keep speaking, keep praising, and you know what? Keep winning. Yes, you're a plug. I'll see you in a short while. All right? See you then. Bye now.